Thanks for that, Earl. Well, there's video out there of a beatdown on Beale Street. You may have seen it. It's blowing up on social media. Crazy stuff. Fox 13 Scott Mattis is live on Beale this morning. Scott, are you standing right where it happened?
Very close to where it happened. Good morning, Trey. It happened about maybe 20 yards from where I'm standing, directly behind me. Very close to directly in front of A. Schwab on that side of the street itself. Now, this all went down on Saturday night into Sunday morning. As we understand, I want to preface this before we get to this video, that this could be considered incredibly disturbing. So if you have young ones or if you're sensitive to dramatic video, please be careful in watching this. But this video was obtained essentially by Fox 13 News through social media. I can tell you that it very clearly depicts a man on the ground, again, very close to the curb, passed out and unconscious, as might be apparent. But again, it's not known at this point, when this video recorded, what was wrong with this victim himself. There's so many different stories going around as to what happened. So right now, we're obviously not going to speculate. We're going to wait to hear from Memphis police as to what they discover through their investigation. But again, this video, incredibly disturbing. Very clearly shown is a man with his pants off. You can see his boxer shorts and his shirt still on. But what is concerning to so many people is the fact that there's so many people just whipping out their cell phones and their cameras, taking video and pictures of this man. It's apparent in this video, at the very least, that nobody is helping him. In fact, you can see at certain points people actually going through his pockets, trying to see what's going on with him, and he's just not moving at all. Fox 13 News caught up with two people that were there the night of the incident. They did not want to show their faces, but they did speak with us.
When we was downtown, we seen a man get attacked by a crowd, and they was beating him. They poured liquor on him and spit on him, and they also took his keys and wallet.
And they beat him, and blood was splattering out his head and all that. And this when I seen people start taking out their cameras and spitting on him. Somebody stole his car keys.
All right, so quite obviously an incredibly disturbing situation that unfolded right here on Beale Street in downtown Memphis, Saturday night into Sunday morning. Now, again, I want to go back, Trey and Valerie, to the fact that I've been in contact with several people, so as Fox 13 News, who talked to us about this incident, and they say very dramatic stories as well, but that has not been confirmed by Memphis police through their investigation. However, I can tell you that when emergency crews did arrive, they asked him if he was all right at some point, and he said, "I'm straight," as to say that he is all right. But that in the Memphis Police Department report, they say that the man, the victim, smelled of intoxicants. We're guessing that's some sort of alcohol that he smelled like. So the bottom line of this big story, the victim was taken to Regional 1 Medical Center in critical condition. He's now been upgraded to non-critical, but the question still remains, who did this to him, what happened, and where does this go from here? Because quite obviously we have so many questions that we just don't have answers to. Of course, if you have any information, you are urged to call Crime Stoppers, or number 528-CASH, while this MPD investigation continues. Very briefly, Valerie and Trey, I can also tell you, you might already know this, there are countless cameras right here on Beale Street, specifically where this incident happened. So you can only imagine that MPD investigators are looking at this video, trying to find out exactly what happened. When they find out and we get that information from them, we will pass that along to you. For now, live downtown on Beale Street, Scott Mattis.
got it. They got it. Push up. Baby, listen. I'm your man. Listen to me. I'm your motherfucking man. All right? Listen, he got the ass, big B. They know what he doing. Man, bleeding his ass out. I seen that shit, fool. Dude came out of nowhere.
In this video, passed out in a pool of blood on Beale Street, tells his side of the story. Thanks for joining us. I'm Claudia Barr. Richard's off tonight. Jonathan Parker says he doesn't remember much, but is disgusted no one helped him after a beer bottle was smashed over his head. Instead, people took pictures and videos, stole his wallet, phone, and even the clothes he was wearing. WREG's Jessica Gertler is live on Beale Street, where Jonathan said he laid in the street for a half hour before police took him to the hospital. Jessica.
Claudia, Jonathan Parker tells me he woke up in the hospital, stitches all over his head, blood still on his body. But he says what hurt the most was that his brutal beating was posted thousands of times on the internet.
It's kind of frustrating to see a lot of people just leave me there like I'm some kind of animal or something. Like, where's everybody to help me? I mean, is one or two people can carry me somewhere? I mean, is it something we can do?
Jonathan Parker wants to know why no one helped him while he laid in the middle of Beale Street, unconscious and bleeding. Instead, people hit record on their cell phones.
I'm so lost for words. It saddens me that a lot of people say they see me on video 20 to 30 minutes.
Jonathan admits he got too drunk Saturday night and wishes he remembered more. He's told his friends were nowhere close when someone hit him in the head with a beer bottle.
And I heard a lot of people were stomping on me, spitting on me. They stole my watch, they stole my wallet, my phone.
Someone even stole the shirt Jonathan was wearing. But the worst part, MPD says no one called 911. Police showed up on their own.
I know I had a picture with the officer in the background while I was on the ground. I don't know why they didn't help me up. It's kind of frustrating.
Jonathan woke up in the hospital with a fractured skull and cuts and bruises all over his body. Doctors told him it's a miracle he's still alive.
I was supposed to have surgery today, but the doctor told me I've been doing real good.
Well, physically, he's getting better. Jonathan says he'll never get over what happened, what people did to him in his beloved hometown. Now, Jonathan says he doesn't know if he has any permanent damage or if some of those injuries could have been prevented if people had just helped him sooner. In the meantime, police say they are looking through the footage of those security cameras all around Beale Street. They say it's their best chance of finding out how this whole thing started. Reporting live on Beale Street tonight, Jessica Gertler, WREG News Channel 3.
Thank you, Jessica. It's pretty bad. Well, the Downtown Memphis Commission president says crime stats show downtown is the safest area in the city. Paul Morris says most crime in downtown happens between 2 and 4 on Saturday mornings. Morris says he and the city are looking at different ways to combat it, including the mayor's idea of a curfew on Beale.
Because even a single crime is intolerable, and we do a lot to try to combat anything from happening in downtown. And anytime we hear of an incident downtown, we're obviously disturbed and want to do something to prevent that going forward.
Now, Morris says downtown Memphis has more police and security cameras than anywhere else in the city.
Good morning, Trey. It happened about maybe 20 yards from where I'm standing, directly behind me, very close to directly in front of A. Schwab on that side of the street itself. Now, this all went down on Saturday night into Sunday morning. As we understand, I want to preface this video recorded what was wrong with this victim himself. There's so many different stories going around as to what happened. So right now, we're obviously not going to speculate. We're going to wait to hear from Memphis police as to what they discover through their investigation. But again, this video incredibly, before we get to this video, that this could be considered incredibly disturbing. So if you have young ones or if you're sensitive to dramatic video, please be careful in watching this. But this video was obtained essentially by Fox 13 News through social media. I can tell you that it very clearly depicts a man on the ground, again, very close to the curb, passed out and unconscious, as might be apparent. But again, it's not known at this point when this.
Thanks for that, Earl. Well, there's video out there of a beatdown on Beale Street. You may have seen it. It's blowing up on social media. Crazy stuff. Fox 13 Scott Mattis is live on Beale this morning. Scott, are you standing right where it happened?
Very close to where it happened.